Hello, I'm the TheZOMBIEJ, sitting on the couch this time with the tripod fully, yeah. So, what you looking at, dog? Woof. Woof woof. So, I want to talk about soundtracks, specifically Bionicle soundtracks, because back in G1, back in Bionicle G1, the days of Bionicle Generation 1, we've had some pretty awesome soundtracks that were released. That were ripped from the games, actually. These weren't officially released until, official releases of the movie scores, Mask of Light, Legends of Metro Nui, and Web of Shadows. Those were officially released, minus a few cuts, in 2017 by Nathan First. He remastered them and whatnot, and those were officially released for download. The problem is, why weren't they released on CD, god damn it? I would have loved to have those physically, but that's sort of an economical problem for Nathan First. But he's a great composer, so. But for the, there was a lot of games that had great soundtracks. One I can immediately point to is Tales of the Tohunga, otherwise known as Quest for the Toa, which was composed by what's his name? David Madden, who also did the Legend of Mata Nui soundtrack. That is one hell of a soundtrack. The Legend of Mata Nui soundtrack, which remained unreleased, which is still unreleased as a official OST, you can still find it and get it, download it off of the Biomedia project. They have a fuck ton of stuff. So, go there and you'll find a fuck ton of stuff to listen to and download. So, or vice versa. The Legend of Mata Nui soundtrack was just fucking phenomenal. You had a mix between some electronic stuff, some technos, and a little bit of tribal influences in there, like bongos and whatnot. So, this was a great soundtrack. It really was. There was a lot of ambience as well, a lot of very interesting tunes. I feel like my favorite songs from the Legend of Mata Nui soundtrack are the ones for Gawahi, Gali's theme and Gawahi ambience, Gakoro ambience, whatever the fuck it's called. So, sounds very peaceful and at some points quiet, but also very good. All of the tracks from the Legend of Mata Nui soundtrack are really fantastic. And, David Madden was able to do 2 scores as well, with the Legend of Mata Nui soundtrack and the Quest for the Toa soundtrack. The Quest for the Toa soundtrack had more tribal stuff, had more some electronic stuff. I mean, you'll have a techno song in the Kokoro level, the Huai Snowball Sling mini game specifically. It's that was released as a separate game at one point. You could download and play. That was pretty interesting. And then, of course, there was the Mata Nui Online Game soundtrack, which was composed by Justin Lufstor. I pronounced that name wrong, I'm sorry. The Templar animation soundtracks were all pretty fantastic. You had some, you had some tribal stuff in there too. You had some techno, you had some electronic, you had some ambient, you had some pretty fantastic scores within that soundtrack. That game was just fucking awesome. For a Flash game. Sometimes some Flash games don't tend to be as awesome as Minogue, but I love Minogue. It was great. I should probably get around to playing that again soon. But yeah, so but Justin would go on to compose the scores for the Borak and Borak Kal animations, as well as Minogue 2, the Final Chronicle soundtrack, which was a 2003 Flash game sequel to Minogue. Well, technically it's a sequel to the Borak Kal animations, but the timeline is kind of weird. So there were other games in 2002, though, that were released. You had the GBA game, The Torrent Adventures, which is not really that good of a game, but I like the score. It was produced by another Justin Sharvona, and that's a pretty awesome score. I love it. The Versus Muwaka piece is just absolutely it gets stuck in your head, something like that, and I just love that score. Another one from 2002 was the Battle for Matanui game, which only had like 4.5 minutes worth of music, and you could call that a maxi single, you could call that a single, you could call that an EP, whatever. It's not even an EP's worth of stuff. In 2003, obviously, we got the Final Chronicle Minogue 2 soundtrack, which is pretty awesome. I like the music from the Gawahi stuff. You got Bionicle the game for the GBA. That game is horrible, but the score is pretty fucking awesome. I like the score for the all the other versions of the game better. You know, the PS2, the PC, whatever. Produced by Bob and Barn, which is a pretty awesome score. You got some symphonic stuff, some orchestral, some tribal, some, you know, fun stuff here and there. It's a little rough, this score, but I do enjoy it, and I enjoy it to this day. In fact, I've posted nearly all Bionicle scores that I could find on the BMP. Or no, not the BMP. On YouTube. I posted those on my channel. Go check those out if you will. They're in a playlist. And I think that's it for 2003. Well, there's the Borak animations and the Borak Kal animations. I think I've already mentioned those. They're still fantastic. 2004, we didn't get anything. Well, there was an unreleased game called the City for Legends. It was Bionicle 2 City of Legends. And there was a couple of tracks that were pretty solid. Short, but solid. 2005, though, we got Maze of Shadows. A game I still haven't really delved too, you know, balls deep into, but I do like the score. Very symphonic, very orchestral, kind of loud. The mix is kind of weird, but I do enjoy it. Can't think of what else we got in 2005. Obviously, there was a lot of small games that only had like 1 or 2 tracks, but you know, those are in like a random collection of tracks. In 2006, we got a fuck ton of shit. I mean, seriously. Bionicle Heroes for the GBA is probably my favorite of the Bionicle Heroes OSTs. It's just fucking fantastic. I love it. It almost sounds like a Sega Genesis game, OST in a way, but not really. I don't know. It sounds great. Tom Miller, I think, is the person behind that soundtrack. Did a fucking fantastic job. Obviously, Ian Livingston did the PS2, Wii, PC versions. And that soundtrack is fucking awesome as well. The hero mode is Let me tell you, I love the hero mode piece. It's one I posted on my channel back in 2010 when I found it on a music sharing site at one point, but that's no longer on my channel, so that sucks. But at least it's the full soundtrack is there. The Nintendo DS version, I could never get the Nintendo DS version to go past like I tried playing the Nintendo DS version on my DS Lite, and it just wouldn't go past the controls screen, so I can't play the game. I don't know what's going on. But the soundtrack I listened to, there was a couple of prototype tracks, quote unquote, that I actually separated from being one track into two individual tracks, Prototype 1 and Prototype 2. So, there you go. This soundtrack was pretty cool, too. I enjoyed it. And, you know, the Voyonui online game had a soundtrack as well. There's only a couple of tracks that were, I guess you could say, remixed versions of a couple of tracks from Bob and Barnes' score for Bionicle the game, or the PS2, or PC, or what have you. And that's pretty cool. The exploration, or no, the battle theme, I guess, is basically just the Leiwahi Area 1, somewhat remixed with an actual beat attached to it. It's actually quite good. There's also Island Investigation, Matoran Escape. There's a few other games that were released in 2006 that were online games, and all of these had fantastic soundtracks as well. Inika Island Assault, Voyonui Adventure. These were games that had great scores, and yet none of them were officially released. It's fucking fantastic. Well, it's not fantastic, but it's phenomenally stupid that these weren't officially released by their composers. Why? I don't know. It's stupid. I hate it, but I'm glad we got them anyway through the Biomedia project. So, thank you, Biomedia project. 2007, we got the Command the Toamari, which was like rock-related stuff. Very short stuff, but still pretty solid. 2007, we also got the Baraki game soundtrack, EP as I call it. I just call it as dark ambient or something like that. It's pretty good stuff. In 2008, there was the Mystica mini games. There was 4 different mini games. I can't remember the names besides Ricochet, Raid, and yeah, those were pretty solid. 4 pieces of music that were all right as well. There was also Battle for Power mini game as well for early 2008. I don't remember hearing that score. I haven't seen that on the BMP, but you know, if it is on the BMP, I guess I'll have to download it at some point. But at the same time, you know, if it was on the BMP, it would have been on there for, you know, by now. So in 2009, we got some other stuff too, like well, the Bionicle The Legend Reborn soundtrack was ripped straight from the movie. We got that. John D'Andrea still hasn't officially released the score. Oh, come on, John. Someone petition 10,000 signature petition on change.org for John D'Andrea to officially release the score. Remixed, remastered, and yeah, do that. Do it. thing is, for Bionicle: The Legend Reborn, we also got edit version of Ride by Presence. I'd rather listen to the album version. A, because of the word damn, and B, because of the screaming portion. Because those are what they took out in order to have it be approved by LEGO for use in the film. Why? I don't know. Because, well, I can understand the word damn being not up to LEGO's policies or whatnot, but the screaming portion, I can see that being kind of a problem for some people at LEGO. You know, they get uneasy for screamo sort of related stuff, I guess. But, you know, screamo is screamo, so there you go. If that was a rhyme, that was unintentional. So, there was also there was the Glatorian training arena thing. There was all sorts of, like, games that had one single piece of music, like Defender or, you know, whatever. There was also, like, the Colgate game and whatnot. I'm not sure if that actually had a musical piece for it, but the Glatorian games each had a piece of music. There was 1, 2, and 3. All 3 of those games had music, I think. And then there was the Agori Defender, which I think was the last game. I think that was in 2010 or 2009. I don't know. And that was it for G1. Besides some stuff I obviously missed, but then in 2015 we got some stuff for the app games, Mask of Creation and Mask of Control, which were pretty solid. I liked them. There was also what pieces of music we did get from the composer of Mike Rasnick, the Journey to One. That soundtrack was pretty good, but where's the rest of the score? These 6 tracks can't be the entire thing. Someone get Mike Rasnick to release the entire score, please. For the love of all that is holy, do it. I mean, seriously. No, seriously. Motunui himself would be proud of this score. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, Bionicle had some great soundtracks for the games, movies, animations, and even the TV series, the Netflix series. Well, there was some stuff that was also, you know, that was not for a game or a movie or a TV series, like the Bionicle Brain and Techno Remix that were used for the as the soundtrack for the what's it called, the 2003 Unleashed tour. I don't count those because those are actual songs that you can listen to if you want to. There was also the Power Pack music, which was pretty cool. You've got the Bionicle music, which is actually just kind of a shortened version of Killing Machines by Paul Hardcastle, which we did eventually got the full version, along with Bionicle Age, many years later, you know, back in 2019, I think. Or was it before then? I don't remember. Point is, there was a couple of other songs that were fully produced for this Power Pack, and that was Huramafa Flow and Kumo Rocks, which probably is my favorite out of those two. And then there's the Barcode Mega Mix with the Barcode Brothers, which is an interesting thing. And there was all sorts of promo tracks that were released as well. Obviously, we got songs from actual groups and artists like We got the Paraka rap, which I already made a video on that, and I covered it too, vocally at least. Go check that out. It's death metal cover, vocal cover. And of course we got Creeping in My Soul, Gravity Hurts, Face Me, Crashed. What else did we get? We got Gravity Hurts, I think I already said that. Closer to the Truth, Bye Bye Babylon, yeah. Move Along, Hero, and Caught in a Dream. There was demo versions of a number of these songs, and you know what? I still enjoy those songs. They're great. There was a demo version of the original version of Closer to the Truth, which is like 5 minutes, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty awesome. First of all, if you got that intro portion, which is slightly extended, and then you got some other stuff that's in the background of this, what comes after that. Then at the end of the track, you get the this extended piano portion, and then it gets into this sort of a breakdown-esque type of thing, I guess you would call it. But it's not a breakdown, because otherwise it would be labeled as deathcore, and it's not deathcore. Seriously, deathcore as in Bionicle? That would be weird. I wouldn't approve of that, but hey, I like deathcore. So yeah, Bionicle soundtracks, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of great stuff out there. There's even some fan-produced stuff that is pretty good. Nescent on VZ Power, he did music for Okoto. For you know, the island of Okoto. It's like ambience and stuff. That was like he was just making some music that was kind of just because why not? You know, it's fantastic stuff. And you know, there was some other projects that came out from, you know, fans. You know, doing stuff with music, and there's some fantastic scores out there. You know, there was just a lot of great stuff. And you know, there was an artist named Hideotronic who has a song called Bionicle, and it's pretty good. The artwork for the single, pretty cool, I think. And, you know, I once had a song called Dear Bionicle, kind of as a lament on, you know, the death of Bionicle twice. And, yeah. That didn't go over very well with some people, because some people kind of just disliked that song. And you know, it was just kind of a parody, I guess, of Dear Agony by Breaking Benjamin, because yeah. While I love the original song, Dear Agony, I feel like my song was supposed to, like, it was meant to be, like, have this message, you know, bashing Lego for being another greedy company and whatnot, and, you know, and you know, just, man, I was emotional during that recording too. So I don't have the file anymore. It's gone. Y'all can be happy about that if you want. I lost the lyrics. The lyrics are gone. I don't know what I did with them. I guess I deleted them. And well, that's basically it. Dear Bionicle is now non-existent. I mean, I'm sure it's archived somewhere, but I doubt it. Why would it be anyway? No one wants to listen to it. It wasn't even a decent enough parody of an already awesome song. So, yeah. So, while I was only going to talk about soundtracks in this video, I ended up talking about songs that were used in general for Bionicle. And let's not forget about the song that was used for Hero Factory, which was Breakout by Cryo Shell, which was pretty awesome. It had Tyne Midgard on vocals. Cryo Shell also remixed, more like re-recorded, Gravity Hurts with Tyne Midgard on vocals as well in 2013, and that was pretty cool. So we've gotten a lot of Cryo Shell stuff over the years, just not a second album. Why? Time, I guess, I don't know. So Bionicle in general just usually has some really good music. And while there wasn't really much that came out in 2004 that there was games that you could rip the music from, what we did get at least was just enjoyable and fantastic. You know. So the Biomedia Project is a great place to go when you want these tracks. They have all of it, as far as I can tell. And, you know, there's constantly more stuff being found by fans, that, you know, things are being found that we haven't seen before. Like a specific small, like 30 or so second long section of Tawahi from the Bionicle the game soundtrack for PC, PS2, whatever, that was completely missing. It was cut from the final track that was used for Tawahi. I saw that on YouTube and I immediately, you know, downloaded it, spliced it into the to the track I have, and there you go. You got the full uncut version, which I'm pretty sure is on. I'm pretty sure I haven't uploaded that, but I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. Whatever. Point is, there's a lot of stuff that's still being done, and a lot of stuff that's being found, a lot of stuff that's being, you know, brought into the limelight, brought into the surface, and it's incredible. All this music that we've gotten from Bionicle, and there's also stock music that was used for promo stuff, promo videos, commercials, trailers. Yeah, you can see there's a video on my channel where I posted this compilation of stock music. I called it Bionicle, the stock music, and you should check that out. That has some great stuff in there. It's in the is it in a playlist? I don't remember. And then of course there was a project that, you know, died years ago. It was a quest for something. It was a Bionicle, I guess it was going to be a Bionicle series that was going to turn into a movie. It was a quest for something, quest for the masks, quest for something. And there was a soundtrack for that was uploaded to BMP as well, so that was pretty cool. I posted that as well. Jonathan Kaplan did the score, and there's some great stuff in there, even a remix of the Bionicle music, which was pretty cool. And you know what? Biomaniac did the Vaki remix. Yeah, he basically the only piece of music we got in 2004 for the Vaki animations was was specific segments of a for each individual 6 videos of the Bionicle music, Killing Machines, even though it wasn't really that good quality, but hey, was able to splice those together and create a remix out of it, and well, Biomaniac, good job. It's a solid piece. I put it on my channel as well. I've uploaded a fuck ton of stuff. and there's even the music that was in the background of the Rising and the Truth podcast things from what's his name, Tony Wedgwood. So I posted that music as well. You know, I'm just amazed at how much music we got out of G1, and how much music there's probably still is to find. You know, there was some old early stuff from the Bionicle the game soundtrack that was, you know, there was stuff that was never actually released, even though it was technically was, because you found it in the files. And so same thing with the Legend of Matanui. You found stuff that was unused, and you put it on YouTube, and you archive it, and it's fantastic. It's insane. There's a lot of shit out there. You can also take the problem with the Bionicle the game soundtrack is that there was one piece of music that everyone seems to have forgotten to upload to the BMP, and that was the Nuvo transformation music. I actually converted that video to an MP3 and added it to my digital copy of the soundtrack, and it's on YouTube. So, why the BMP doesn't have this on there, it's just beyond me. There is some early stuff of material there. There's also a couple of puzzle themes as well. Onuwahi puzzle, Gawahi puzzle. There's all kinds of stuff, you know. And also the Rock She Rock thing was pretty cool too, you know. There's an MP3 of that. There's so much stuff, it's insane. There's even some stuff from G2 that I think people have posted as well, score related stuff. Like Journey to One trailer theme or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. It's great, you know. I'm actually proud of the Bionicle communities worldwide that are constantly finding stuff and, you know, sharing it with the world, basically saying, hey, I found this thing, is it cool or is it not? And it's like, okay, well, let's archive this now. It's like, well, there's just so much. It's fantastic. It's fucking phenomenal. I'm actually proud of the Bionicle community for what they've been able to do regarding, you know, finding things and archiving it, uploading it, you know. It's, oh my god. Y'all are just awesome people. I mean, seriously. There's some seriously talented individuals out there, and I'm proud of them. I really am. Unfortunately, I myself am not always able to be as talented as some of these folks. All I can do is just post videos on YouTube. Like this. So, I am happy with the communities, Bionicle communities everywhere that are doing everything they can to, you know, preserve the legacy of Bionicle and, you know, still talk about it. Bionicle is still LEGO's most popular franchise, beating out Ninjago, in my opinion. Yes, Ninjago probably has a better run than Bionicle ever could, but I don't totally agree with that at all, because it just sounds like bullshit to me. I mean, the problem, the one thing I see with Ninjago is that at least it had a CD released of music, of theme songs for Ninjago, to where Bionicle, well, technically had a CD, but it was part of a limited power pack thing. But what we should have gotten was Bionicle the album, which was supposed to come out but didn't. And, you know, I compiled the 12 songs that we've gotten, that we should have gotten in a CD of. The Bionicle music, Hero, Caught in a Dream, the Paraka Rap, Move Along, Creeping in My Soul, Crashed, Face Me, Gravity Hurts, Closer to the Truth, Ride, album version, not the edited version, because it's better. And Bye Bye Babylon, single version. Yeah, 12 tracks right there. That should have been released as a CD. And you know what? I bet it could still be done. If, you know, licensing agreements and whatnot. But, you know, I compiled those songs into an album back in 2021. And I was happy to do that for the 20th anniversary of Bionicle. So, it's, yeah. So, what else do I need to say anymore about music in Bionicle at this point? And since now that I've talked about pretty much everything I possibly can. Well, I know there was a lot of fan stuff that I still haven't listened to. But, you know, I've been focusing on listening to other things like metal albums that have been coming out recently, and within the past decade, actually. Well, like past 3 or 4 decades. And I've just been focusing on other music-related stuff. I did review the Cryoshell self-titled album, and that's an awesome album. You really need to listen to it if you haven't already. That's like 41 minutes of just, I mean, that's great music. It really is. It definitely has somewhat of a dark atmosphere around it in a way, but not really. It's almost a dark meets light type of philosophy. Like there's, like, I don't know. You'll have to watch my review to understand. But, I really love that album. It's my favorite album of 2010 besides Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe 2. So, yeah. Besides all that, I think we're done here. 37 and a half minutes, roughly. A lot of music, a lot of great stuff, and yeah, there was a Hero Factories track that I posted on my channel as well. Some of y'all were nostalgic for that, which I admittedly was too, kind of. It was just basically the intro theme without voices. So I posted that, and you know, we know who the composer was. David Worst. Okay. Okay. So there was other music that was released in, well, that was recorded for Hero Factory use. But I haven't been able to, you know, get actual good quality MP3s of said tracks because it doesn't exist, to be honest. So there you go. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite pieces of Bionicle music are. Are all these discoveries that are coming out here and there just amazing you as well? I mean, seriously, this is the Bionicle community is something of legend. We are all legendary beings at this point, worshiping a legendary franchise because it's part of us. Let's be honest, it's a part of us, it's a part of our childhoods, it's a part of our being. Bionicle is a way of life at this point. It really is. Not saying it's a cult experience or anything like that. No, no, no. It's just... Bionicle is just this fantastic piece of Lego history that will never truly die. Even if Lego doesn't bring it back again. So, that's all I have to say about that. I will let y'all go at this point. Drink some more tea first. Hope y'all enjoyed this, well, now almost 40-minute long video. And, yeah, Stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks there. Good fucking day, and peace.